What's happening? What's going on, YouTube?
The mechanics.
So today, full sin mode. If you can't tell yet by the thumbnail or anything like that, it's getting serious today. So basically, I'm gonna give you a rundown of what I've done so far. I've jumped the car, turned it around. Okay, now everybody's caught up. I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is, your boy has located and found a KA, fresh rebuilt, 0 miles. You see the lube that's still in the lifters and everything like that. No oil up top. I would show you the inside. Let me see if I can get in there. If you can kind of see into the intake. No carbon buildup, no nothing. 0 miles on that Johnny right there. Located, found. That's the good news. Bad news is it's not going in right now. That's not what this vlog is about today at all. I have other stuff to do, and quite frankly, I don't have a cherry picker, and I've never done it before, so it's not going to be a breeze as it would be for a Honda. This is running right now. Like I said, it has a rod knock, so it's time to come out and throw that bad boy in, and that's what I'm going to do pretty soon. But today's vlog is not about that. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So today's vlog, these bad boys. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot to put one on today, this side. I bought these before I realized that this had a rod knock and needed a new engine. And this one right here needs some repairs. So I am gonna put this one on first. As you can see, we're on a rainy day schedule. So I'll be surprised if I get one done at all. This is Phoenix. Although it's not raining right now, that can change in a matter of moments. So the one I am putting on is going to be this side right here, the side with the gas tank. So what I have to do is I have to open up my fender, cut right here, cut back here, fold the inner quarter up, cut, hammer it, and then weld it. So this body damage right here is gonna get covered. I don't care about this big ass dent in the side of the door, in the side of the quarter. I don't care about, because we're gonna cover it right now. So keep in mind, I've never done this by myself or at all. So it's full sin mode, meaning that I'm gonna be using very little of this tape to do any measuring, and I'm just gonna send it. I don't see why people tape the whole thing if you're gonna cut it anyways and you're covering it. So I don't see why I'm gonna use a whole lot of this. I'm gonna use a little bit, and that's pretty much it. It's getting covered, for Christ's sakes. Why do I need to make perfect arches and what have you? So let's get cracking. Okay, so far, all I've really done is made this sorry, weak excuse for a line to try to stay on track of. And this is the top line that I'm gonna try to stay on track of, while missing this right here. I did jack it up and take the wheel off because I don't want any slight casualties or anything like that. So I did jack it up, took the wheel off, and about to get ready to cut, as well as protecting my hair. And I do have safety glasses. We try to be more safe for you guys. I have my section cut out right here. This is the inner quarter, solid-ish. And then this is the outer quarter, which have some repairs right here, some Bondo repairs. No worries. Anyways, so this is how these two connect, which are pinch welds inside of here. I don't want this piece, I just want this. So what I have to do now is cut right here so I can separate this from this piece right here and fold this over. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So now that this piece is cut off, I can freely cut this slits in here and fold these back over. My only concern is this one looks kind of short, so I think I might have did that one wrong. So memo to self, when I get to the other side, don't do that. Come cut more over here. Oh, I guess that would make sense. Come around, cut down here, then you should have enough area to push that over. Other than that, everything else looks pretty damn good. So as we could see here, most of these tabs come over far enough to bend up to weld, except this guy right here. Like I said, on the other side, I'm gonna come down a little bit more. That way this piece can have a little bit more to cuff over. But here's the thing, I have a brand new welder I need to learn. So I'm probably gonna use a piece off of here to cover in some areas. Now, this is pretty much an inside of what all over fenders look like. Some people use Gorilla Tape to cover, which I'm debating if I should go get some just in case. But my next step here is to grind all of this paint down so I have a clean surface to weld to, and then we can boogie from there. So that's the next step, sanding this down. So we're all caught up. Basically what I've done so far is I grinded down the area that I'll be welding in. I cut this one off because the gas tank is right there and I still need my gas door to open. Everything else I bent with pliers and beat up. These right here, I'm gonna try to hold it and tack weld it on. This needs to be covered. A lot of this up here is Bondoed, so I'm not really too worried about that. This whole quarter panel, as you can tell, there's Bondo right here, Bondo right here, so I'm sure this area has been hit as well. So this is actually a good thing that I'm doing this because I'm covering this whole section right here. You can see some Bondo right here as well. So I will be covering this whole section. Basically what I'm doing is bringing the rigidity back into this quarter panel that I've severely damaged. These right here are just gonna reinforce that this has a little rigidity, because if you see right here, when I'm done welding, it shouldn't be able to do that. So I am gonna go ham with the welder because I just got it and I have a lot of wire, and pretty much I have all the time today to do it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack weld each of these once, and then go back again and tack weld it, and then go ham on it, okay? So far, each one of these got a tack weld, and as you can see, the rigidity of this is coming back. There's less wobble right there. Everything is tack welded and ready for some more welds. And all I'm gonna do is try to make this look as boogie as possible, as well as try to create something for this and this. That way there's no serious hole in it like such. And well, quite frankly, it really doesn't matter how the inside looks because I'm covering it and there's gonna be body work on the outside of the over fenders. So honestly, I could duct tape it at this point and put the over fenders on, which what most people do anyways, but I'm kind of having fun with this, so I'm gonna continue to weld because I actually like welding a little bit. So I'm gonna try to get used to this welder, you know, make it a little bit more stronger, a little bit more rigid, a little bit more regal. So I'm gonna have some fun.
A few moments later.
I had some fun and I kind of got better at it. So as you can see, some areas, some beads were laid relatively nicely. This would be right-handed, this would be left-handed. Some of them did get laid better than others. Some look like trash, but hey, it's a Harbor Freight welder. These ones are pretty decent. That's pretty decent for a right hand. I even made me a little angle, which I was gonna do for the rest of these. Cut pieces out, put them on top, but why make it pretty if it's getting covered anyways, right? What I'm going to do now is primer this whole area to prevent rust. And then after that, I'm probably going to go get some Gorilla Tape. Being that I am going to the hardware store anyways, might as well. And patch that up, and then on to the next step. Go ahead and lace this with some automotive primer. Basically stop this from potentially rusting later down the road. Yeah, I should have definitely masked this off so I didn't do that. Who cares how it looks because it's underneath? I don't care how it looks. Whole bunch of Bondos still right there. Not worried about it. We're gonna let this dry. This is a used 30mm over fender, over quarter, over panel, whatever you want to call it. It is used, therefore I still have to make it nice. And there's a whole bunch of extra holes that don't need to be there. I am going to use, say, this one because it's in the right spot, maybe that one because it's in the right spot. A couple of these are in the right spot, a couple of these are drift holes for Japanese JDM stitching where you use zip ties. I'm probably going to use that one too. So let me get my extra hand out here to help. Mom! That's it? Thank you. Okay. A round of applause for Mom. With putting this panel on, basically it goes into this little nook right here. You see how that line lines up? And then there's a body line right here. Also lines up. I don't like where that screws at. Back here, there's a light that needs to come out, but I'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna put a couple of screws in and boogie from there. So this next step that I'm about to do is one of the things that you would look at as a smaller detail. When I go to car shows, I don't know about you guys, but I look at people's over fenders. Now I can't look underneath to see, you know, how they did that piece, but I do like to look at the hardware that's being used. One time at Weekfest, I seen somebody use wood screws, like house wood screws, to hold on their over fenders. I really didn't appreciate that build after that. A lot of people use self-tapping screws, because once you're at this point, you use self-tapping screws, it goes on, that's it. It's done. You don't have to do no small meticulous thing or nothing like that. It goes on, it comes right back off. My only issue with that is sometimes it goes too far and you have to get bigger self-tapping screws after a while. This is not a drift missile. I do want it to look kind of decent. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is do riv nuts. These are not rivets. These are riv nuts. And here's the difference. A rivet that's it. You put a rivet in and you're done. If you want a rivet out, you have to drill it out. This is a riv nut. Can you see? Can you see? So what happens is right here where those threads are, it actually squeezes right there instead of a ball being pushed in, locking it into place. Why I'm using these is because they have cute bolts that go on top. I actually want to have the ability to take this panel off and put it on at any given time and still make it look presentable. So I'm using an M5 Allen button head with the M6 washer to make it look a little bit more fancy, and this riv nut on these panels. So I self-tap screwed it to make it stay in place, but I'm about to go back over it right now with the process of riv nutting it in the spots that I'm probably going to keep, so I can take this panel off and I can work on it for body work, because there's a few holes that I don't agree with, and I will be able to take this panel off with a breeze just by simply unscrewing it. So not only that, I'm gonna have multiple areas such as my side skirts, my over front fenders, other areas are gonna be using this technique as well. So about to knock that out right now. So basically this is your riv nut gun. It pretty much looks the same as a rivet gun, sort of. The only thing is, when on a rivet gun, this back end here has a little ball that crushes this. You're using this area right here to crush. So all you do is you screw this riv nut on. As you can see, make sure the thread is poking out of the rear as such. Insert it into a hole that has been cut. Squeeze. Oh, I can't squeeze with one hand. Okay, wait, squeeze until you feel pressure. Release and unscrew. Now you have this embedded. Now, mind you, you don't want to squeeze too hard because you're using the threads of the actual screw to press. So you put that Johnny in there like that. Screwed in. With that being said and done, hand tight your screw. Screw them in. Boom. And when you're done, pull that Johnny right back out. Shorty has hips now. Shorty also needs wheel spacers, but Shorty is hipped up. Like I said, these are 33 millimeters. I'm gonna put a couple of more screws in here. One's definitely going back here, one up here somewhere. Gotta throw another one right here. This is going to be, now like I said, this is one of those things that I do appreciate a lot more than wood screws or self-tapping screws. Personally, that's my steez. I'm not knocking nobody else's build because there's no real right way to do it. My thing is, I can take that panel off. So say if I am drifting and I blow that panel out, all I have to do is buy another panel and apply that one with the same technique. Unscrew it, screw it back on, boom, bow, bing, done and done. I don't have to get bigger self-tapping screws. I don't have to yada yada. It's in there, and I'm happy with it. I'm actually super happy with it. I can actually take that back off and rework it with fiberglass, because I still need to take it off anyways. It's some holes in there that I'm not 100% okay with, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of those off. I am gonna be using these riv nuts more and more with this build, because I do like that look. I like the body panel rivet screwed on over fenders look for the 240s. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna be using a lot more, because I'm the kind of guy that if you're gonna do, you know, like some of those, you might as well do all of them. Just like if you're getting tattooed and you get the chest piece and the neck piece, just so people see you with your shirt, like a regular t-shirt, and they say, oh, the neck's tatted and the chest piece, oh my God, he must be blasted the whole body. And then you take off your shirt and it's like titties down is nothing. It's not tight. Finish the job, okay? My front fenders will be done like this, as well as my side skirts. Pieces on my front bumper are going to be done like this, so I really like this technique. Also, I'm very happy with how I'm really happy with how this came out. I have so much room inside to throw some hot boy wheels in there. If you could see, so much more room. Super happy with how that turned out. Being my first time doing it myself, I think I did a fantastic job. It's not something I'm new to because I've seen it done several times. I've just never done it myself. And I think I knocked it out the park. I don't know. Comment below if you think I knocked it out the park. The overbody. Yeah, the overbody, because that's what today's vlog is. Comment down below if I knocked it out the park for being my first time. I want to see thumbs up everywhere. I got to do the other side. The other side should be easier because there's no gas tank on the other side, so I think I should be able to knock it out within a couple of hours. Sun setting, it didn't rain, thank God, because now I have time to do the other side. But yeah, we're gonna finish up this video right here. With this being a job well done, I do need more. I need side skirts, I need front fenders, I need spacers, I need a lot of stuff. The engine swap is coming, so this bad boy will be on the road very shortly. Other than that, please subscribe, please like, please thumbs up. Please thumbs up if you think I knocked this out the park. It is on and it does look great. It needs to be worked before I give it some color. But other than that, this wraps up today's vlog on just sending it, just doing it. So if you can, thumbs up. Let me know how I did in the comments below. Other than that, peace, I'm gone.
The mechanics.